What's up guys, this is Ben MSE, and today we're back in Scrap Mechanic Survival. Now today we're here at the farm. I got a little update for you. It's almost completely gone. I moved the entire farm over there. Now I have a reason for that and you'll see it. I think I talked about it in the last video. I was thinking of making it fully automated. So I'm halfway to fully automated, and it's also a lot bigger. So I'm going to go over there in a second. But I was taking apart all of this old farm to use it for another project, which also will happen towards the end of part of this video. But like, look at this. This thing from here to here is a solid block of just random crap. And you can kind of see the progression. Here, let me get rid of some of this. When I was building this, I'd go like layer by layer, kind of run out of materials. Oh, there's another part. So I put some concrete down. I have bricks, scrap wood, more concrete, or not concrete. That's scrap stone. Both of that is. Let's see if I get down here a little bit to the core of the build. Yep, there's some more scrap stone. This is just nuts. And then the rest of it. And even the paint job kind of sticks through. It's just nuts. This thing eventually is going to just get completely taken down. At the moment, I don't have any storage for all of my seeds. So I kind of just stuck everything back here, everything that I need. I probably should head over there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is the not so mobile farm that I built. I guess the other one, this is more mobile than the other one because this is not a solid block. But here it is, guys. This entire thing is surrounded by metal 3, so pretty much nothing can happen to it at all. The total soil plottage is 216. Each of these, I kind of did it in multiples of 6. So if you count these here, there's 6, and then it's another 6. So you got 36 and 36. So you got 72 times 3, which is 216 plots. So how this thing works, it's not fully automated yet because I still haven't quite worked that entirely out. But right now it's fully water automated, kind of. There's a couple bugs that I need to work out, like it kind of misses the middle spot there, and for some reason it's missing. Oh, I put the tub there. Darn it, this thing's gotta go for demonstration purposes. But I have it on a button so I can simply just push it forward. It waters everything. You know, even though there's a couple bugs, it's still more efficient than the way I had it before. But you might be asking, wait a second, where's the pumps and everything? Where's your water coming from? Down there. It's completely protected underneath the map. I'm going to show you that in a second. And also, guys, there's a lot of alsos in today's video. I haven't finished the system. I'm building this. I know it works because I tested the middle part. And right now I have no mechanism for the outside parts. And I'm like, while I'm explaining how this thing works, I might as well upgrade and finish the thing. So I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. So how this whole thing works, simple thing. We got these things. The water pumps, you know, hooked up to the water container. I have a little logic system. This is the same system I used at the the packing station. I have logic, XOR gate, and then a timer. So this is set to 200 milliseconds. So the water cannons pump out water at a fairly good, it's at a good rate, a decent rate. So the water thing doesn't ever empty. And then the pumps are just always on. And I have 4 additional pumps that I'm going to be adding and 2 more water containers. So it'll power the rest of the pumps that I'm going to be adding, or the water cannons. Then over here, this is actually protected on the other side. I have a little block of metal 3 protecting these. Even the pistons, those are protected as well. And another thing, guys. So each of these water things is on a controlled bearing. So over here, wait a second. Why is this not on a bearing? Okay, well that needs to be here. I'll deal with this later. But these things are on a bearing, so when I turn this thing on, you can see it tilts forward a little bit. I did that, so you can see it just got this. It doesn't just get this first row, but it gets 2 rows as well. So it increased the efficiency kind of by double. So I needed less water cannons, and like overall I could have more soil plots. You can see I have 4 water cannons for a total of 6 wide soil plots, so it's pretty efficient. And also this last 2, this one and that one, the last 2 on the sides tilt out by like 5 8 degrees. So it also kind of waters this side one because I was having trouble with that missing. With that problem, I also opened up the middle one. But that's how it works roughly. So on to installing the new bits and bobs. So how this thing works, as I just said, and I probably should, all these stone bricks I'm keeping for another project. Hint hint, it is a huge project that we're probably not going to finish for at least 3 or 4 videos. We put it something like this, and actually before I do this, I'm going to replace this part with metal 3. So I just am protecting this one part here. I can get out my good old weld tool. I should be able to weld this. Okay, there we go. There we go, perfect. So that's how that goes, and this is now pretty much fully protected. How much? I got tons of metal left. So then I'm going to redo this side. So I just reinforced the sides here, guys. I still have a little bit extra metal, so I don't really know where to use this. I think I'll save it. I really don't need it right now, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Now, onto the more pressing problems. You might be wondering, how the heck did you get this stuff down underneath the ground? And there's also the beacon down there. So here, if you don't know how to do this, which I bet some of you guys don't know, if you take a random block and then a seat, doesn't matter what seat, and then you go on your lift like this. You have to use a lift. You can't use just like a normal piston unless you like kind of glitch. There's many glitches to get underneath the map, but you can do this. And because the specific tile that I'm in has water underneath it, because there's a pool right there, there's also a pool back that direction, water underneath the tile, and there's water underneath a good portion of the tiles as well. So here we go. You can swim under here. You're not worried about falling down. Unless you swim down far enough, you will fall, but you are pretty safe. So like, this is it. This is a simple setup. So right over here we have the logic gate that I have set up. This is hooked up to that switch, so it's not always on. I didn't hook it up to the pumps because I didn't want to have this thing almost empty and then just all of a sudden be like, I need this thing to be completely full, and then there'll be a dead time while I'm waiting. But that's what these things are for. These will keep water continuously available for all of the pumps. Oh, this is a pain. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I crafted the corner parts so I can actually double the intake for both of these. Oh, wait a second. Was that like that before? I wonder if I was decreasing my efficiency by accidentally having that there. Alright, so I'm going to put this last pump on here. These things are a little kind of finicky. They're hard to get lined up correctly. Alright, there we finally go. I was kind of monkeying around with this. I kept messing it up. Okay, so we have those on there. Then we can add all 4 of these vacuum pumps. So this thing is really going to increase the water capacity, the water storage for these things. Set those up. So they should all be sucking instead of blowing. These things, I can't hook those up yet. This is actually a pretty good idea because for this thing, you don't have to deal with tape bots, you don't have to deal with tote bots, hay bots, red guys. All of this stuff under here is protected. So you don't have to worry about absolute anything. And actually, now that I'm underneath here, I wonder what also is possible. This is all that I tested. I didn't do anything else. Like, I wonder if you could place a soya plot like underneath here or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. So it's pretty cool. And now I got to add these 8 water pumps. And let me tell you guys, this was a pain in the behind getting all of these water pumps. If you don't know, a water pump needs 10 beeswax each. Grinding for beeswax is a heck of a lot harder than grinding for clams, because clams, there's a pretty much an unlimited amount of clams. But beeswax, you kind of got to go all over the freaking place just to get what you need, so it's a really huge pain. Now I got to take my bearings, take this thing off. I just need to get the positioning right. That's why I put all 4 there. There, do that, do this, do this. All 4 of these can get hooked up to their separate little pumping station. Okay, so that goes like this. Okay, so where's the bearing? The bearing's here. This needs to be... I might have to upgrade this controller again. I do have other controllers though in case I have to, so it's not that big of a deal. 5 and 6. Yep. Okay, so 5 and 6. This needs to be set to 8. This should be just about set up then, right? Okay, there we go. I just need to make sure these are turning the right way. That's not. Just swap that. That one is. Okay. So, let's see. Is it going to hit these? They're perfect. Alright, one thing I was worried about is kind of the flex. Here, turn this on. You can see when I press the piston button, it kind of flaps around like a bird. But it looks like even with that, it's still managing to hit all the soil plots. Those middle ones are that's still a pain. I think I'm going to fix that with either, it works for now, but along the line, I'm going to add another water cannon probably, and then put the middle ones on bearings as well, so I can kind of maximize the efficiency. But what I have to do now, I kind of bring it over where I want to and kind of spam the button. Get it. There we go. And just work my way down. Kind of like that. There we go. There we go. So this entire place is watered, and it would take a heck of a lot longer for me to constantly be running back to this pond, filling these, or filling buckets, running over here, jumping across the wall, which sounds simple, but it's kind of a pain. I would have had to place something here, and it would have just been an absolute nightmare. So I'm really happy with the way this watering system works. And overall, this whole farm works really well. So I'm really happy with pretty much everything about this. So guys, I'm going to wire up this other watering system, and I'll meet you guys back here when I'm done. There, so this should be fully automated now. The watering system, at least. And also, one thing that I kind of mentioned about the farm is, like, it's, well, here's a technical term. A good math farm. Since it's in multiples of 6, it's easy to kind of calculate how many crops you need. So for veggie burgers, which are going to be my main source of food, you need 2 carrots, 1 tomato, 1 beet, and I believe 1 spud container. One of these, when I refer to plots, I'm referring to one of these 3 things, and when I refer to a half a plot, I'm referring to taking one of these and splitting it in half. So one of these would be carrots, one of these plots would be split half and half with tomatoes and beets, and then the last plot would be entirely potatoes. And now I don't know, I think I ran that through the RAID calculator, and I think it's still like hay bots and tote bots. I don't think it got into tape bots at all, so we should be fine. Definitely not farm bots. You have to do quite a bit of normal tier crops before you can get a red guy to spawn. Like, it takes a heck of a lot of crops, and I can do all of that, and it should work totally fine. Take no overestimated damage by like a tape bot or something like that. Really, the only bugs with this farm is just the fact that it misses the middle side plots here, but even then, it's still pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I really love this. Especially from going from water buckets all this time. It is like a godsend. I love this thing so much. But also, guys, I want to wrap this video off with the project that is going to follow for the next couple videos. And I kind of thought of it, and I'm like, is this even plausible? You know, over here, there's, to this base actually, there's only one way to get. It's this thing over here. And there's kind of a couple rocks in the way. It's a pain in the ass to just drive there. But over here, I measured where I want to build my bridge. Well, regardless, I want to build a bridge from that part to this part. And I'm like, well, I have this old farm that I really don't need any of the resources for. So I'm going to take the bricks and the wood out of there and use that to build a bridge here. Now, I'm not going to start the bridge here. I'm going to work on the bridge off cam, because I'm probably going to have to level a couple more forests, mine a heck of a lot more resources to get the scrap stone out of it, because right now, scrap stone is completely useless to me besides the bricks. So I'm like, I'll put that stuff to use. So that's the reasons for doing this, and also it'll kind of help me in transporting, like, I don't know, anything with the base. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's going to do it for today's episode. It was more or less of a let's do some stuff and more of a let me demonstrate what I have done in the past couple days. A little quick announcement. I'm trying to increase the quality and just make better content. So my upload schedule is going to get a little bit spread out because I'm trying to spend more time preparing videos, getting ideas to make better content for you guys. So just stick with me. Content is still going to come, but it's just going to be a little bit spaced out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my other Scrap Mechanic content. I also have Zapekist content. That's kind of a small series in the making. I haven't done much from the past, I think, 3 videos I uploaded on there. But make sure to check those out. Those are fun. Definitely worth watching. With that, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.